All right, guys, what's going on? Zach Evanish here with the best-looking man in Strong Island. His name is Coach Gags. Look at that beautiful smile. And what we're going to be talking about, doing a little series, a mini-series, kind of like back in the day when there was a mini-series for the Hulk. There was a mini-series for Knight Rider. These are things before you were born, Gags. We're going to do mini-series on Underground Strength Coach success stories. So you've been coming to various Underground Strength Coach events for years now. So I can't remember actually how many years ago you attended the certification.
Probably 4 or 5 years, I would say. Probably maybe it's been a while, so but it's gone by quick. So
yes, time flies extremely fast, and you are in Long Island. And how old are you now?
27 years old.
27. So you're a young kid, Gags. As they say, I don't know, you're a little too young also, but you may have heard of the Jerky Boys. Did you ever hear of the Jerky Boys?
Have heard.
So one of the prank calls, he's like, how old are you? You sound like a young kid. So Gags is one of the guys that's really, we've sometimes have these different age groups come to the cert. You were one of the guys that came, I believe, 21, 22 years old, like you're saying.
Early 20s, yep.
Early 20s, and we've also had guys come through the cert in their 60s. So a wide range. And at the time, you were teaching in public school. You're also working inside of another facility. You were basically like the main strength coach. So do you even remember what enticed you or how you came about wanting to go to the certification?
Yeah, so just to give a quick recap of kind of like how I got into this, and not to be too long-winded and stuff. So I was a high school athlete, wrestled, never kind of like reached my goals, had a lot of injuries. Always wanted to teach, always wanted to coach and help others, and kind of like had a very similar story with Zach, and that's why I connected with him, because I know Zach trained a lot of wrestlers, and I kind of never achieved my goals, and I never wanted the athletes that I trained to experience the same heartache and kind of failures that I did. That's why I sought out coaching and started to learn from other people. And so anything strength and conditioning related, wrestling related, athletic related, I researched, went to seminars, learned, and Zach's name kept popping up for training wrestlers, so I was very connected with him. And I remember reaching out to you. Actually, I had some videos. I was like, oh, maybe I can get my videos on you had a Get Wrestling Strength page and all this stuff. And you're like, why don't you come to the cert? And I was like, it's a lot of money, whatever. And I was just like, you know what, screw it. Just made the jump, and I'm like, I really want to take this to the next level and learn from, someone who's been there and done that, and you were kind of really successful with all the New Jersey wrestlers, and I wanted to learn from you and take that success back home to New York and use that with my athletes. And that's kind of like how I got started. I wasn't really sure like what I wanted to do. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to own my own business or not, but I just knew I wanted to train athletes to the best of my ability and just get them as strong as possible and help them with their goals. And I just saw someone, that I could relate to in you, and that's what kind of drove me to the cert initially. And it was probably, I always tell people, it was like probably the biggest pinnacle moment. It sounds like crazy, it sounds cliche, but that was like the moment when I really was like, holy crap, like I could do this. I could like have my own gym, and it literally changed my life. So it really like put me on the right path, and my mindset has been completely different since going to that cert. And it sounds crazy, but it's the truth, and that was a huge moment for me.
Yeah, I feel like now that I'm remembering when I still had that wrestling website. I was more active with it, but now I'm like remembering, yes, we connected through the Get Wrestling Strength website. You came to the certification. You're probably the guy that's attended the most certifications with me, meaning you've done level 1, level 2, level 3. You've attended all the different mastermind and business events. And we also spent time when I spoke up in Binghamton a couple years. This was over 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago it was, because I remember it was snowing. It was Halloween weekend.
It's crazy.
You were basically what you're saying is, man, you had this pursuit of excellence. You were never like, well, I'm good enough. I know enough about training. I'm done. You're that guy that, and there are kind of this group of coaches out there that they're always wanting to learn more about training. And I'm with you. Like, I never feel like, I could rest now. I'm good enough with my training. And you have that inner fire. I'm not sure we could teach it, but the fact that you pushed yourself to surround yourself with coaches and basically an environment that breeds more success. And
Yeah,
and
totally.
now,
Even to this day, like I still am bringing people into my gym now for seminars, trying to
yes,
get the best, lifters and people in the world. And I still learn, and I feel like I'm never going to stop learning because I'm always trying to tweak things, always trying to get better. It's like I'm always hungry for like that next thing, and kind of a blessing and a curse. So I try to like look back and all I've accomplished, but I think it's good to like look back on what you've done and be proud, but also like, okay, how can I make this better? And then I think that's really what's always driven me to have the success that I've had. It's always looking to be better and progress. I think just that never settle attitude. Always hungry. It's super important, and it'll give you let you go far in life in anything you do.
yeah, a good friend of ours. You and I are good friends with Mark Smelly Bell, and he always talks about his dad giving him advice. He said, you should always be looking for your next job, even when you have a job. And even if you're an entrepreneur, he said what it means is how can you grow your business? How can you take it to the next level? Because when you settle or when you just remain the same, that is the ultimate way to actually stress yourself out, like to not grow. And what I look at kind of like your timeline of success, Gags, you are training inside of another facility, correct? That was owned by someone else.
Yeah, I was there for about 2 years.
2 years, and this is when you were a teacher. So how often did you work as a coach there?
It actually makes my head hurt, and I think like how I did this. So there was a point in time when I was coaching football, coaching wrestling, personal training up to 20 hours a week, still working out myself, and I'm just like
also teaching, full-time teacher.
So it's kind of crazy. And then I was actually writing too. I mean, it's
yes.
just like, yeah. So, so that was the first progression. Then shortly after going to you and then attending some of your business masterminds and stuff, I finally got the guts. I got the opportunity to sublease inside of a wrestling club with Vogar. For those of you guys who don't follow the wrestling world, Vogar is a two-time world champion, and he was, I think, he was fourth and as well, I think, third in the Olympics.
Bronze, yeah, Greco.
So one of the best, most decorated wrestlers that I know. And so I subleased in that club for about a year, and we quickly outgrew that space. We trained on off hours, and it was really tough to get started and do my own thing. I made a lot of mistakes, and I did a lot of, but I trained mostly athletes at that point. And then now moving into the facility I'm in now in Farmingdale, I've been here for about 2.5 years, and we're constantly growing. And the gym has changed quite a bit. And it's kind of evolved into really a center of strength. And we got a great powerlifting team. We have, in the past 2 years, our gym has acquired or helped 18 lifters achieve national ranking, which is really amazing. And then we have 2 more that are coming that'll be competing in Royal Unity. So in 2015, we'll have up to 20. And some people, and then one guy is on the all-time best list, so like best in the world at 198. Which is pretty remarkable. And then our 242, who's just recently started training with us, should be making that list as well at Royal Unity this year. So it's just kind of evolved into more of like a powerlifting gym now, and that's kind of like the short end of it. But and that's kind of like what I was always interested in, but I never really thought that it would be part of my business. And it's just weird how it kind of happened, but I just that's kind of like where we're at right now. So it's been a wild ride. The gym and everything, the culture has changed a lot over the years.
Yeah.
In a short time.
I'm going to, when I post this video, for those of you listening to the audio, make sure you go to undergroundstrength.tv because I'm going to post videos from when Gags was training inside the wrestling club. I want them to see exactly how small that was. It's not like you had your own room. I mean, you had a squat rack against the wall, and training, when you're trying to train athletes around a wrestling club schedule, well, the same kids that you want to train, the off hours are when you're really supposed to train athletes because you can't go in there and train them while the wrestling club is running, but that's when the kids are available. But you made it work, and you were always kind of doing that pushing forward. And I remember, are you in your second actual warehouse space? Did you expand it?
It's the same warehouse space, but if you look at pictures, it's like it's changed a lot. The amount of equipment in here,
Yes.
the organization of the gym is different, and I'm just always trying to make it better. I'm getting rid of things, upgrading things, and so I mean the actual it looks like it's different because from day one to now, it looks like a completely different gym. It's evolved a lot, and it just looks more professional. You know, we got the logos on the wall and little touches like that. We got if you can kind of see like the Wall of Fame behind me. We got like
Love it.
athletes we trained and cool. We got powerlifting Wall of Fame over here. So this is kind of just little things to showcase like the athletes' accomplishments. And one of the things I'm really proud of every year, we have like a poster for all the powerlifters that achieve national ranking, and we do that once a year. And we honor those people and put them on the wall as well. So they're like will always be remembered. It's a huge achievement to be one of the best in your weight class for any sport. You know, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, before I hit the record button, you and I were saying, what's interesting is, you mentioned now you've evolved into more of a powerlifting gym. And what we said is, that's great because you were always into the powerlifting. A couple of years ago, I think it was about 4 winters ago, Mark Bell, Jesse Burdick came to the Edison Underground. And I remember always telling people, like, we couldn't give that seminar away. They were 2 elite powerlifters, 2 of the world's best, and we couldn't give it away.
No.
But I remember you were there. You and I always say that was probably the best seminar we ever attended. So you're doing this evolution of kind of finding who you are and what you're truly about. And you and I said, a lot of coaches, they don't do that. They're busy looking at what everybody else is doing, and then they're trying to be that guy or that girl. And I think every coach goes through that. You're kind of looking at what everybody else does, and you think, oh, well, he's succeeding that way, she's succeeding that way, that's what I should do. And you lose yourself a bit in the process. So, before you were this kind of strength-centered gym, this powerlifting type gym, and you also run powerlifting meets. Like you said, you're doing powerlifting seminars, you're doing a lot of powerlifting things, not just doing the gym, but, what were some of the things that you did before where you kind of caught yourself, maybe mistakes, where you kind of caught yourself and said, well, this isn't me?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think in the beginning, and it's actually really embarrassing. So, on the back of my business cards, like, I was one of those idiots that said, we offer blah, 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 like, we offer personal training, we offer this, we offer athlete training, we offer, like, literally, like, any type of training you wanted, I'd give you. And that was, like, kind of like, and even, like, when I was working for somebody else, like, literally I would train anybody, anyone, and it wasn't me, just, like, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm not, like, the person that's gonna run a boot camp and that's fine, or, like, do, like, a CrossFit thing or whatever. Like, for me, like, strength is my passion, and I really, truly believe that 90% of the people out there, like, they can get a great benefit from just getting stronger, especially athletes, especially just people in general, because they're focused too much on whether it's, like, athletes in speed training or whatever it is. If they have no muscle mass and they have no strength, that's really the foundation for everything, and that's, like, what I've always been about. And I kind of strayed away with that for the first couple of years, and when I just really, like, embraced helping people get strong, that's when people started to gravitate toward the gym. And it's just been amazing. And even, like, how many women, you would think, like, I always thought, oh, women aren't going to want to power lift, women aren't going to want to lift heavy, they're afraid to get bulky. The amount of women that are in our gym now is just unbelievable, and some of the things they're doing, and their bodies are changing too, and they look great. They don't look manly or anything like that. They still look feminine, and they're lifting 200-300 pounds and, like, squats and deadlifts and stuff like this, and it's just really remarkable stuff. So I just think it's like you really need to follow your passion and follow what you believe in. Otherwise, you're never going to be successful. Like, I could never see myself just running, like, a group, like, exercise, fitness, like, kind of class, and just having everyone doing the exact same thing and not really lifting heavy. And it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to manage the gym, as you know, when people are doing, individualizing the weights, and, like, how they do their technique is different. And a lot of people might be squatting on a certain day, but some people squat in different styles. Some people squat wide, some people squat narrow. Whatever it is, they're going to use different weights. They have different goals, and it's I feel like we get a lot. Our results really show that when we, because of our coaching and how we modify for everyone else. So I just think if you have a passion and you have something you really truly believe in, a style of training, like that's really what you should focus on and try and show how it's beneficial to whatever market you're like looking towards. And for me, that's like all my posts, all my stuff on Instagram, the videos. Why is strength important? You know, that's like my kind of mission, to help people get stronger and explain to them why it's important and how it can help them, and not just in training but in their everyday life. Because when you sweat and grind and lift that heavy stuff, you gain a lot more confidence and learn how to deal with adversity and push through those sticking points, not only in training but like in life too. And that's kind of like really the biggest thing for me, is just embracing that I'm all about strength, and that's pretty much it. I would say in a nutshell. You know?
Yeah, you can't. So. What's so funny is, the past 5 minutes you're talking about strength and why it's so important, and how that's what you're about. And when I look at, why your life changed, you never stopped your own powerlifting. You always, you were always doing that. And powerlifting, I think, kind of being that's your passion, that's your heart. Like, what I'm trying to say is, before you're trying to sell somebody else of the importance of it, if you don't believe in it, nobody else is going to believe in it, is what I'm saying. And, I'm basically on that page. Like, at my gyms, we got the 2 locations. We train athletes. We train people, I always say, who want to be bad motherfuckers. I'm not interested in training the person who wants to tone up, get fit, get back in shape. I don't want to hear that. I want somebody who's like, I need to be a badass. Train me to be tough, to be strong, to be ready to dominate sport, dominate life. That's what I want. And every time I stray, even just a touch from that, it just doesn't work. And I think that, you got to be true to yourself. And when you're not true to yourself, you lose yourself, and there's certainly some people that could make it work, but I don't think that that's truly success. Success is when it's in your heart, it's in your, your passion, your blood, and you follow through with it, and that's what you're doing. Some people can be very successful. I always see, like, the videos, people running boot camps. There's like 30, 40 women in there, but they're doing push-ups with their head down, their elbow out, half reps. And yeah, that gym is pumping, but to me, that's not successful, because to me, it's just not like, living the code. Like, you're letting people get away with bad technique. You're letting people do what maybe isn't even right for them. Like what you said, you're running a squat workout, but these 2 people are on a box. These 2 people are not ready to box squat. They're doing kettlebells. The other 2 can't even do a bodyweight squat, so they're doing sleds. So you're kind of your head is all over the place.
Around. It's kind of crazy, but it also kind of feeds me, and yeah, man, I just think you just gotta, like, I think that people can. What I wanted to say was, I think in the long term, I know I'm going to be successful. I know I'm going to be better off than someone that wants to do the quick fix, wants to do the easy thing, and just herd a bunch of people into a room and have people running around. That's great, and I think that's why you see it. And again, not to like pick on like whatever CrossFit or boot camps or anything and stuff, but you see it like there's a lot of turnover in these gyms, and people aren't like sticking with it. And some of these gyms are successful, and then there's also a lot of gyms closing too that their heart's not really in it, and they're just doing it for the wrong reasons. So I think that if you truly believe in a certain style of training or like whatever it is, you just gotta really believe in what you're doing, and the results and everything, and the people will start to come, because you're a true professional, and like you're really like looking out. You actually care about the person's results. Yeah. I think that's huge.
Yes,
that's a huge thing.
It's I always say the number one thing that you have to start with is caring, because once you care, you will do all the right things. Meaning, Gags, you cared about the success of everybody you trained. So because you cared, you went to this seminar, you went to the CERT, to the mastermind, you went to the to the weekend powerlifting seminar. You've traveled to other seminars out of state. You've brought other powerlifters in. Why? Not because you're saying to yourself, money, money. You're saying to yourself, dude, I care so much about getting people strong. How can I get better at doing this. And when you care, the right things happen. If we look back, you're 27 now, so I'm pretty sure you were 22 when you came to the first certification. Achieving success takes time. Here you are, I think 5 years later, and I feel like now you're falling into where you are and who you are. So it took a good 5 years to feel really good. You've left teaching. You resigned from your teaching job. Now you're full-time with the gym and the seminars and the online stuff. A lot of people, when they look at certification, there's kind of the two schools of thoughts when they look at my cert. They might say, well, I don't have that money. And then there's somebody like you who you probably didn't have the money to invest right away, but I think you had the right mindset and you've learned that it's an investment. And so you do the cert or any seminar. Let's say it's $100 or $1,000, but now here you are with a gym. This is kind of like the second spot after the wrestling club. And, whatever, you're several thousands of dollars of investing through the years, or tens of thousands, has given you a return of investment. So there's a big mindset factor with that. What would you say just to the person that's on the fence for the certification, whether they're a newer coach or even an experienced coach? Because you're experienced and you're still going to seminars.
Yeah, I think for me, like going to the first, the certification, underground strength certification, really put a lot of clarity in like what I needed to do, and for me, like the biggest takeaway, like I just started to believe in myself that it was possible. I saw someone that's been doing it, and I saw like that you kind of like believed in me. You saw whatever you might have saw something in me, or I know like I had written my first article for Elite Fitness Systems at the time, and I remember you actually read it. That was really cool for me, and I was like, wow, I'm like, if this guy who's like success already believes in me, why am I not believing in myself? So for me, you can get all the strategies and everything you want, but if you don't take action, nothing's ever going to happen. So you have to just make the jump, and you have to just believe that you're gonna get the return on the investment. You're gonna be successful. If you're not really sure what to do, I think it's like for me, like I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted to do. It was like the perfect it was the perfect weekend for me to like give me clarity and like, okay, this is what I need to do with myself. And like I said, it was like a 5 year, it was a couple years process, and you got to be patient. But if you use those strategies, you implement them, and you are persistent and don't give up, you can achieve anything you want. It's just if you don't have the right mindset, you won't ever achieve anything. And going to that cert really gave me the right mindset and the right tools to get started and believe that I could actually do something on my own. Because before then, I never thought it would be possible. I had so many negative people. And then when you go to an underground strength event, you have all these positive people. You're surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, and that's when really great things happen. When you surround yourself with those positive people that have success already, it's going to elevate you to a higher level. So if you're on the fence, I would just say just make the investment, take the jump, and as long as you just go in with an open mind and you implement everything that you learn, take action, do one thing better every day, you're going to be one step closer to whatever your goal is.
Yeah, your kind of your final words always reminds me of also why I go to seminars, is because when I do make an investment, both money-wise and time-wise, there's just some different energy in me that makes me want to say, I was just there. I just put my money on the line. I just showed up. And even before I show up, just investing makes me want to do greater. So if it's a mastermind or a business event, it's like, okay, I just signed up. I just invested several $1,000s, several $100s. I start wanting to do more stuff right away. And I sign up or host a powerlifting event. I start training harder so I'm stronger when the time comes. And it's important. It's been great, bro, having you you've been to so many certifications. I remember one time I was like, Gags, why'd you sign up for that cert? You've like been to all them. You're like, it was at the Underground Strength Conference, I remember. I was like, dude, I think you did your level 2 already. You've done the mastermind. You've helped me. You're like, I know. I'm just going to come and learn more. And we were like, all right, this is like level 10 for you then. You had been to so many, and it's been awesome. We definitely got to get you back and do a seminar here, and Gags is also our official judge always when there's a powerlifting event. He's a big boss. He sits right on that squat rack, and he loves it. It's been awesome, dude, and it's just great, man. I've always had great times with you at all the seminars and traveling and stuff, and it's been great, dude. I mean, saying thank you would never be enough, but I mean, so much thank you for your time, and I love seeing your success, Gags, and you earned it. It's you deserve it, but you deserve what you earn, and you earned it because you care, you put in the time, and I mean, you're all heart, dude. You're all heart. So it's awesome seeing you. What's the website and kind of best ways for people to connect with you and get to your seminars, your gym, your powerlifting events? Because you hold cash prize powerlifting events now.
Yeah, so you can find me at gaglionstrength.com, Gaglione, strength.com. Our next event's actually coming up soon. It's January 17th. I haven't done my own seminar in a long time. I've had so many guests. I've had, Dan Green and Stan Efferding and Donnie Thompson and all these great lifters. And I just I need to kind of showcase what we're doing. I just haven't had a moment because we've had so many amazing opportunities to get some people in. So our seminar is going to be January 17th. You can find all the information at gaglionstrength.com. I'll definitely send Zach a link to the event.
Yep.
It's going to be a full day thing. We're going to show you how to bench, squat, and deadlift, as well as how I program for the lifts, and show you all the success and how I achieved from literally 0 nationally ranked lifters to 18 in 2 years, which is really remarkable. And also, we're going to have an expert panel Q&A with some of our top lifters, so you can kind of ask them about their experience. So it's going to be a really unique seminar. It's going to be really cool for not just for advanced lifters, but also people just starting out. I wish I had learned about this stuff when I was 17, 18 years old, just getting into powerlifting, and I'm just really excited about it. It fires me up because I haven't got a chance to really speak and showcase what I've been doing. So I'm just really excited. I know, for all the underground strength coaches and anyone, if you're a coach, if you're a lifter, or even just an athlete who wants to get strong, you can gain a lot of knowledge from this event. So we have about 10 spots left, so I hope to see you guys there. But that's pretty much all my contact info. And if you ever want to reach out and come check out the gym or anything, you can email me at gaglionstrength@gmail.com.
Cool. What's the town in Long Island?
Yeah, so we're located in Farmingdale, New York. It's right in the center of Long Island. It's right off the Southern State Parkway. It's very easy to get to. And we even have people that travel from New Jersey and Staten Island once or twice a week. I mean, we have people come from all over that want to train. If they want to get strong and get ready for a powerlifting event or just learn how to do the barbell lifts, we got people from all over. It's really cool. It just really shows that how special the gym is and how good the programming and the coaching is.
Good for you, brother, because you earned it. I love it. Love it. So, guys, everybody listening, go to undergroundstrength.org. Click on the calendar tab. That's where you could see our events. And hopefully we get Gags. Would love to do, I got to get back to doing some more of our 2-day certifications. Probably going to do one at the Edison gym again, the original.
Yeah, keep it old school, the original gangsters.
The original gangsters, and get out to any event that Gags is holding as well. If you're not in the area, connect with him through the online. And like I said, at undergroundstrength.tv, where I blog about this, I'm going to feature some of the older videos from Gags when he was training out of the wrestling club, as well as some of his current stuff. Thanks to everybody for listening. And Gags, you're my boy. Thanks so much. And we'll talk to everybody soon. Take care. Comb your hair. Peace out, kids.